Ferrari's full upgrade package for the Bahrain Grand Prix has finally been revealed, and it's a significant one. The team has made sweeping changes across several key components of the SF25 in hopes of turning their fortunes around for the rest of the 2025 Formula One season. The pressure is on because if these upgrades don't deliver the performance gains the team is hoping for, they may as well start shifting focus to 2026 and the incoming regulation changes. The stakes are that high, and the mood within the Ferrari camp reflects this urgency. The team knows that the success or failure of this upgrade package could define their entire season. So what does the upgrade package actually include? Let's break it down in detail. The most visible and perhaps most critical change is a reshaped tunnel floor. This area of the car is vital for how the ground effect works and how efficiently air flows under the car. Alongside this, there are updates to the diffuser, another component that plays a crucial role in managing airflow and creating downforce. The rear wing has also seen some modifications, and there's speculation that the beam wing has been updated as well. These rear-end changes are complemented by a new rear brake duct assembly, which not only helps with cooling, but also contributes to aerodynamic performance. Every single one of these upgrades has a purpose, and they all serve a common goal: to improve the overall stability and drivability of the SF25. This is especially important when the car is running at high speeds and carrying heavy fuel loads during race conditions. While teams always want to increase downforce, Ferrari is focusing more on making the car predictable and easier to drive across various conditions and circuits. Ferrari engineers have estimated that the SF25 is currently running over 3 millimeters higher from the ground than they would ideally like across all Formula One circuits. That might not sound like a lot, but in F1, even a few millimeters can have a massive impact on performance. The original concept of the SF25 was designed with a specific ride height in mind, one where the rear end of the car could drop down at high speeds to generate optimal downforce and stability. Unfortunately, the current version of the car hasn't been able to achieve this effectively. This issue has been clearly visible in the first 3 races of the season. Ferrari has struggled, especially on race day when the cars are fully fueled. Their performance over a full Grand Prix distance hasn't been anywhere near what was expected during the winter break. The design looked promising in theory, but it simply hasn't worked as intended on the track. Ferrari now believes that the issue lies in how the car behaves when it's loaded with fuel, and this is exactly what they are trying to fix with this Bahrain upgrade package. A good example of how fuel load affects performance was seen during the sprint race in China. Lewis Hamilton started from pole and managed to win the sprint, and the SF25 looked competitive. But it's important to remember that sprint races only require a fraction of the fuel compared to a full Grand Prix. With less weight to manage, the car was able to stay in its ideal performance window, but once you load it up with 100 kilos of fuel for a full race distance, the issues with ride height and rear-end stability become much more pronounced. According to information revealed by Autoraya, Ferrari is losing around 20 load points with the current specification of the SF25. This is a significant amount of downforce to be giving away to rivals, and it's not just about raw lap time. Losing load affects tire wear, balance, and consistency over a race stint. That's why solving this problem is about more than just finding an extra tenth or two. It's about unlocking the car's full potential and making it a genuine contender. Again, returning to Bahrain gives Ferrari a valuable opportunity. This is where pre-season testing took place, and the team has a huge amount of data from those sessions. With the new upgrade package now installed, they can make direct back-to-back comparisons, using both simulation tools and on-track performance. The first 2 practice sessions, FP1 and FP2, will be especially important. The team will need to run smoothly through both sessions to gather as much data as possible on both low fuel and high fuel runs. Any disruptions, like mechanical issues or weather interruptions, could seriously affect their ability to evaluate the upgrades properly. The goal for these sessions is clear: understand how the new components affect ride height, airflow, tire, behavior, and overall balance. If the data shows improvement and the drivers report a better feeling in the car, Ferrari can begin the process of fine-tuning the SF25 setup for each specific circuit. That's when they'll be able to extract maximum performance. It's not just about this one weekend. This upgrade package is a foundation. If it works, Ferrari can keep building on it for the rest of the season. Of course, the one thing we still don't know is how much lap time these upgrades will actually bring. That's something that can only be judged once the Bahrain Grand Prix is complete. It could be that Ferrari suddenly finds itself jumping from being the fourth quickest team to second best, closing the gap to McLaren or even challenging them directly. That kind of progress might sound ambitious, but in F1, when you unlock a concept that suddenly works as intended, the gains can come fast and be very noticeable. Even if the full performance isn't unlocked this weekend, that's not a disaster. What matters is that Ferrari gets a clearer understanding of how to set up and operate the upgraded SF25. If they can learn from Bahrain and make improvements in the following races, their competitiveness should improve steadily. Over time, the engineers and drivers will become more familiar with the car's new behavior, and setup strategies can be refined. From there, Ferrari can decide whether to continue investing in this year's car or start to shift their attention to the 2026 project. It's a big moment for the team. All the work done over the winter, all the simulations and all the hopes for 2025 are tied to whether this upgrade package delivers. For Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton, it's also a pivotal point. Both drivers want to fight at the front, and both are capable of winning races, if the car allows them to. They've shown flashes of speed already this year, but without consistency and stability in the car, it's impossible to mount a serious title challenge. This package could be the turning point they've been waiting for. Behind the scenes, Ferrari's engineers and aerodynamicists have been working tirelessly. The reshaped floor, diffuser and rear-end changes weren't just thrown together. They represent months of wind tunnel testing, CFD simulations and technical discussions. Every surface, angle and attachment point matters. These upgrades had to be designed to work together as a package, not just as individual parts. That's why the rollout of this update is such a big deal.